Hello and welcome to the second round of the 2018 AARO Amp Energy Racing Series Championship. The Ford 200 at the Boston International Speedway in Boston, Massachusetts, retaining its spot as the second race on the calendar. The AAA pole award goes to Tyler Diefer in car number 20, and to his outside is Alex Yates on the outside lane. Green flag is in the air. Clyde Lattinger in third. Kane Dwyer in fourth place, having another solid starting position for him, and Grant Jacobs in the 40 car running in fifth. And that inside line certainly proven to be the better option, as Diefer narrowly edging out teammate Clyde Lattinger to lead the first lap, but thanks to the inside line, Lattinger is able to complete the pass out of turn 2 and grab the lead for himself. Casey Lester, the 2014 winner of this event, is running in 11th right now, and just ahead of him in 10th is the 03, that yellow, green, and black Dodge Charger of Aaron Parker, making his Amp Energy Racing Series debut for Holiday Incorporated. Jared Cash, the winner at Livonia last week, is running dead last. So he's not having a very solid defense of his win last week, not instilling a whole lot of confidence in that Kenny Gerald's Incorporated team. However, Madison Vermette, on the contrary, is very much instilling confidence in that team, taking second place here from Grant Jacobs, established veteran of the series. And Kane Dwyer, another rookie, is going to go underneath the 40 car and pass him for the third position. So Kane Dwyer continuing to show why he's gotten so much acclaim from fans and the media alike, continuing to put on quite a show for the Skulls Racing team. As we've got some three-wide action, Barry Juveno goes around, and that'll draw our first caution on lap 18. Carson Crompton got a heavy chunk of that incident in the 84, piled into the back of the 77 there. And on board, it looks like he might have came over just a little bit into someone. There's the 84 piling in. There's the 96 of Steven Cortez driving away. Oh no, Jimmy Cohon came down into his teammate and dumped him there. Bjorn Brewer was on their outside. Nothing really he could have done. Following pit stops on lap number 23, Kane Dwyer came out in the lead, but we're focused on Jonathan Ringer in the 36 car here, because shortly after the restart, as we see here on the backstretch, heading into turn number 3, the 36 gets a nice run on the 10, and going through turns 3 and 4, he's able to complete the pass. And through 1 and 2, now he's going to complete the pass. He had started it at the back half of that lap. And Casey Lester into the pits. There was Darcy Lusk as well in the 22. He's got some significant right side damage. Not sure what that was about. Might have a replay. Ooh, yeah, that was from pit stops. Keith Davis running into the side of the 87, and he might have clipped the idle number 9 of Sean Glossom there. So Lester pitted on the restart to get that fixed, and he would come out several seconds behind. As Madison Vermette in the 01 car here, making a move underneath Jonathan Ringer to take the lead. Tommy Richards going to follow into second place, and Vermette, showing off the horsepower underneath that 01, was able to pull out to about a half a second gap over the rest of the field on his own. So there is definitely a lot of strength under the hood of that 01 car, and Madison Vermette obviously showing what he's capable of. Lap 34, Jared Cash, the 01's teammate, and the 7 of Jason Miller making contact there. And Miller's teammate, Keith Jesse, in the 32 car. I believe he won this race in the AAA National Series last season, as he goes to the lead of the race. And Jerry Richardson, not so long after that, would make a dive underneath the 32 after catching him and take the lead for himself. So Richardson leads for the second straight week. Lap 52 here, Carson Crompton, after suffering some front-end damage, going to be getting in the way here, and gets in the way of Richardson just enough to allow Sean Glossom to catch up to the 54 and take the lead in the number 9 car, the bright pink T-Mobile sponsored entry. And Glossom definitely trying to give the JN Motorsports crew some confidence in him. As Madison Vermette blows up from third place, so that is an unfortunate break for the 01 team. And Vermette was having a fantastic run once again, but unfortunately, looks like his day is going to come to an end here on lap number 62. as Carson Crompton once again getting in the way here around the lap 80 mark, and several cars washing up high. Crompton decides to pit from the racing line on the outside through 3 and 4, so not exactly the wisest of decisions. But nonetheless, he gets out of everyone's way. Sean Glossom is catching up on the rest of these cars who did not pit under that most recent yellow flag. There he is diving underneath Keith Davis, and he dumps him. He decides to dump him out of 4. And the second caution of the day flies on lap number 86. Kane Dwyer going into the pits right there as the 06 spins around. Going to get a tiny bit of rear end damage on the 06. Everyone look out! Oh! And Richardson decides to pile in the 34. And, okay, that totally needed to happen, guys. The 85 is on his roof in turn number 1 for some reason. The 3 barely misses the 06. The 54 plows straight into him. The 34 gets in there. Okay, here we got Tipson, Parker, Grosso, Barley. There's Aaron Anderson on his roof. Jason Miller's involved. Casey Lester gets a slight piece of the 89, or 88 rather, Chad Lipinski. Lipinski and Ryan Barley both get stuck on the apron. They will need to get towed back, as Alex Yates will win the race off of pit road. And, well, this is a needless caution, I would say. Some over-exuberance by the leader, as well as an show of ineptitude by the rest of the field. Is going to help Alex Yates out, though, as he was the leader on the restart on lap 90. Keith Jesse gets dumped to the inside, and he's going to try and merge safely, and he's going to slide back up onto the track surface. No caution, thankfully, as he came to stop far behind the rest of the field. Sean Glossom eventually is going to take the lead from Yates, and Nate Smith is going to follow the 1 car into second here on lap number 99. So maybe Yates falling off a little bit, or Nate Smith finally beginning to show his muscle that he wasn't able to last week at Livonia after deciding to plow into the back of Jalen Scranson's car. Yates eventually would find the strength back in that number 1 car and make a dive. After he got around Smith, he would make a dive underneath Glossom to take the lead. And Nate Smith catching up on both of them, trying to see if he can pounce if either one of them make a mistake. And Glossom and Cash and that Zach McRae get together. Ooh, and McRae gets hit pretty hard in the right rear. Ashton Short's involved. This could be a big one, too. Ringer makes it through. Jack Jefferson not so lucky. Oh, we're going to have a few replays of this one. Looks like Cash gets into Glossom. McRae gets hit after getting knocked around. The 33 and the 19, who were traded for each other, they decide to pile in. Casey Lester collected. Grant Jacobs, Kyle Corbett, Brian Hensler, gets into there. And Ike Durbin, the second ACS car to go into the air, gets some help from Jordan Tipson. Aaron Parker, Bjorn Brewer, and Aaron Anderson decide to join in on the fun. A little bit too light on the brakes there. Oh boy, on board with Kyle Corbett in the 3 car, the Short Racing Technologies driver. And you can't exactly fault him there. He couldn't quite see through the smoke. And, well, the rear of the 5 car kind of came up on him. Looking from Jimmy Coho now. He gets clipped by the 5. His engine is done. He's kind of sliding along at this point. Ashton Short with a big hit into him. Steven Cortez with a nice avoidance. Jack Jefferson decides to get in there. The 15 of Bo Phillips. Jefferson gets a little bit of air. Herb Cilantro, Jalen Scranson, among others. On board with Casey Lester as he gets clipped by the ooh! And he goes hard into the back of the 19 car. He would need some assistance. There's the 86 getting some contact with the 87. He would need some assistance from his car. Was favoring that left foot, so that's not a great sign for Casey Lester in that 87 car. Alex Yates would lead on the restart, and Jared Cash would make it a Kenny Gerald's Incorporated 1-2 as he gets around Nate Smith. This team seeming to really show their worth, but he would not take second without a fight. The 83 would get underneath him, and then lap traffic would come into play with only a handful of laps to go. 20 is a little bit more than a handful, I know, but the 0 car would eventually get held up as Chris Morissette had to choose lane, and he decided to choose the outside, and that is going to impede the 0 car. Tommy Richards going to get in the way of Alex Yates, so the lap car's not playing very nice with Kenny Gerald's Incorporated. Nate Smith is going to go to the lead here on lap number 131. Tyler Diefer and Kane Dwyer are going to follow into second and third respectively. Kane Dwyer eventually is going to go to the lead, or get his lap back. Sorry, the 10 is off the lead lap, so Yates had dropped back to third. The 10 is not in a battle for the lead, but he would get his lap back. And Nate Smith in the 83 would, well, not be the beneficiary of that, as he would get shoved to the outside. This allows Tyler Diefer to make a run with just 11 laps to go underneath the 83 to take the lead in the closing stages. And it would be up to the 83 and the 1 to see if they have anything for him. And it looks like he eventually will make the pass there, but it'll be up to them, one of Yates or Smith, to see if they can track him down. And he's got the 10 in front of him to draft off of, so he might be all right. But Alex Yates is all over the back bumper of the 20 as they come to the white flag. Down through turns 1 and 2, the 1 of Alex Yates, always known to be a threat late in these races. But Tyler Diefer has looked strong at Livonia and once again here in Boston. It looks like the 1's not going to have enough time. Tyler Diefer out of turn number 4, going to get career win number 2 here in Boston as he wins the Ford 200. In a very close finish here with Alex Yates and Nate Smith, as he does burnouts now on the front stretch. And it's been quite a while that he's had to wait before he could do these again. But it'll certainly feel good to know that he at least has another win this season. He signed a rather large deal with Richard Racing in the offseason, and looks like he's finally beginning to validate their decision to sign him as he carries out as he takes home the checkered flag here in Boston today. Alex Yates brings home the number 1 car in second, about a car length and a half behind Diefer, hounding the back bumper, trying to get the win, but was just not enough to get around him. Nate Smith comes home in third. Jonathan Ringer finishes 4th place for the second straight week, second straight top 5, no-brainer there. Jared Cash, after a very poor start in the 0 car, winds up in 5th place. Lap traffic really hurt him at the end there, but at least that poor start didn't seem to define his entire day. Brad Curtis had a very quiet run, comes home in 6th place. I believe this is Silver Green Racing's first top 10 of the season. Steven Cortez gets his first top 10 of his AERS career. Nice run in that 96 car with a few wreck avoidances today, and he gets rewarded for it with a 7th place finish. Clyde Lattinger comes home in 8th after the flat tire at Livonia. This might be able to kind of rekindle the 34 team's hopes. Herb Cilantro comes home in 9th place in the 42 car, the Jacques Aloni Motorsports entry, and James Rodin, first career top 10 as well in just his second career AMP Energy Racing Series career start. And here are the points leaving Boston. Tyler Diefer escapes with the points lead by 1 single point over Jared Cash. Jonathan Ringer a full 30 points behind Cash in third. Kane Dwyer 52 behind the 36 car in 4th, and Nate Smith 73 points behind Dwyer in the 83 car in 5th place. Casey Lester with his DNF after 3rd place at Livonia drops down to 6th. Alex Yates in 7th, 171 points back. Clyde Lattinger finished 8th today, is 8th in the point standings. Zach McRae in 9th for Skulls Racing, and Carson Crompton, despite the poor finish that he got due to the engine damage that he sustained, 182 points back, sits in 10th in the championship. The next destination for the AARO AMP Energy Racing Series will be the famed 2.5-mile super speedway, just a couple miles away from the sandy beaches of Daytona Beach, Florida, the Dollar General 200 at the Daytona International Speedway. I'm Robert Carell, and I'll see you next time.